Hi, this is Teacher Hasan from SMBP Chalermkwansatree School. Welcome to my science class. I hope today all of you are doing very well. So today I'm going to make a correction video, a little correction video on lecture 3, about the controlling variables. Okay, let me show you the video first that I made for the lecture 3. You see, we would like to measure the growth. What would you like to measure? Growth of 3 plants, right? And if you look at the sun, right? Sun, and sun. What is this? It's an instrument. So you see, as I said, sun was an instrument, the sunlight was an instrument, but it's not correct. So that's what I would like to correct in my today's video. So let me check this out with you. Controlling variables. So how many types are variables? Number 1, responding. Number 2, constant. Number 3, manipulated. So if you look at manipulated, as you know, manipulated variables are called changing variables, and also you can say independent variables, right? Independent variables are the causes, right? And you see, responding variables are effects or results, and you see constant variable, the variables that do not change. So now let me get to the example. Now if you look at this example, what you can see, you see 3 plants, and you would like to check the growth, right? You would like to check the growth of plants, and then what variables can you see? So let me just write down manipulating variable, then constant variable, and then the responding variable, right? Responding variable. Now if you think about which variable we change, the first one, the variable 1 is the sunlight, then the variable 2 is water, right? And what do you experiment? We experiment the plants and the growth, right? We would like to see what? We would like to see the growth. So growth is the responding variable. Now, what do we change? We change the water amount. So water will be the changing variable. And you see the other variable, sunlight. Do we change the sunlight? No, we do not change the sunlight. So sunlight will be the constant variable. I hope this will help you understand about how to understand manipulated variable, how to understand the constant variable, and how to understand the responding variable. Manipulated, you can change the variable. Constant, you do not change. And responding, the results you get. Next, if you look at this picture, you see sunlight. So they're constant, right? We do not change the sunlight. And then no water, 20 milliliter of water per day, 40 milliliters of water per day. So if you think about the amount of water, that is the manipulated variable. Now you would like to check the growth, right? You'd like to check the growth. So you, based on different amount of water, you get different heights, different growth in 3 plants. So height will be the responding variable. I hope this will help you understand. So you see, things that might affect how tall the plant grows could include the controlled variables. So what controlled variables can you see here? Number 1, you see sunlight. Then you see the temperature, because as we have the same amount of sunlight, will have the same amount of temperature, because we do not change sunlight. And if you think about the soil, also they were planted in the same soil. So you can see the controlled variables in this experiment. Next, if you look at this example, you see cups, right? You see cups, and then you see thermometer, right? You see thermometers, and then what you have the hot water, right? You have hot water. So based on this, we can write down cups, then you have hot water, and to check out the temperature you have thermometers, right? Now could you please tell me which one is manipulated, which one is constant, and which one is an instrument, and which one is the responding and the responding variable? So what you see two types of cups, right? Plastic cup, and you see styrofoam cup. So you change the cup type, so cups will be the manipulated variable. Now what do you think about the thermometers to check out the temperature? So this will be an instrument, and then you see the hot water. Did we change the heat of the water? We did not change, but we would like to see the same a temperature water or hot water, same amount of hot water, to which one to get cooled in which type of cup, right? So we didn't change the hot water variable, so this will be the constant variable. So from this experiment you can see, you would like to check out keeping water hot, right? What is the manipulated variable in this experiment on keeping water hot? And then what might be the responding variable? What is the responding variable? You can measure. So you can measure the temperature. So responding variable will be the temperature. So from this experiment we can conclude that cups will be the manipulated variables, and then hot water is the constant variable because we do not change the water heat, right? And thermometer to check out the temperature, so that will be the instrument, and responding variable would be the temperature. Now if you look at this example, what can you see? You see three types of soil, so you change the soil type. So soil is the manipulated variable. Then you see the thermometer, that is an instrument, right? Instrument. And then you see the sunlight. So what would be the manipulated variable in this experiment? On how much heat different soils absorb. So heat, we get heat from the sunlight, and these three tubs are having the same amount of sunlight. So sunlight is a constant variable. It's a constant variable. So now we can see the manipulated variables, we see the constant variable, and we see the instrument, and what to measure? To measure the temperature, right? Temperature. So temperature will be the responding variable or dependent variable. I hope you're having a clear idea about how to sort out constant variables, manipulated variables, responding variables, and instruments. Next, we will check out our one problem from the exercise. So let me just go there. I think we have to wait for a while. Okay, it's coming. I hope it's coming right. So here it is. So, okay. So now let's have a look at the exercise. Okay, let me just get to the exercise one. Where is exercise one? Exercise one. Okay, here we go. Exercise one. So if you look at exercise one, Jim thinks that the more air pressure in a basketball, the higher it will bounce. So more air pressure. Number one, air pressure, right? More air pressure. So we can write like air pressure, because we can modify the air pressure. And then you see a basketball, you see the basketballs, and then how high it bounces, right? How high it bounces. Now if you think about the situation, that's what I said. If you would like to check out how high it bounces, so you see the floor, and then you see the height, right? You see the height, maybe it's 10 meters high, something like that. So you are having the same height, same height, same height. So it will be the constant variable, because you don't change this variable. And so the height doesn't change, it's a constant variable. But what you change, you change the air pressure. And you see, maybe you have 4 basketballs, right? So this basketball having the least air pressure, and this basketball having more air pressure, then it's having a little bit more air pressure than the second one, and this is having the highest air pressure of all. So that is the way you can change the air pressure. So air pressure will be the manipulated variable, then the height will be the constant variable, and what would be the results? How high it bounces, right? So how high it bounces. So you see the results, so bouncing will be the responding variable or results, right? Responding variables or resultant variables. So that is the way you can identify manipulated variables, constant variables, then responding variables, and also the instrument, air pump with a pressure gauge. So that will be an instrument to top up the basketballs. I hope this will help you understand about the different types of variables and to identify them. Thanks for your listening. I hope to see you in the next lecture, lecture 4. Until then, bye.